Oya oya. Oya oya. Echo. Echo. Hello. Echo. Hi guys. Hello. Oya oya. Oya oya. Look who decided to show up. Hello, 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 Graduate Apple, Clinton, Rock On, Undead Mad Rat, Josh, Oscar, Glasses, Rufus, Daddy, Corn, Real, Blazin, Fire, Dusk, Blank Ale, Undead, Oscar, Ekala, hello. But yeah, kind of a late stream, late nighttime stream, quite rare for an echo stream. I know. For those who don't know, this stream was originally supposed to be like 5 hours ago, I think, right? But I had like a Mr. Bathroom Maintenance guy who was supposed to come today around from like morning to afternoonish. He had that amount of time to come in and fix my fucking bathroom. And it's not even like I don't think it was even like that much, you know. It was just like it was like I think it was like some silicone or epoxy. I don't know. They had to work with that to like fix something. I'm not really sure, to be honest. And they never came. They never came when they were supposed to come. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I just have to delay the stream now because I don't want them to just out of nowhere come in the middle of stream, interrupt stream, and like, it was so frustrating. Yeah, yeah. You're gonna be at work at original time, so this works out great for you. Oh, well, I guess that works out, but I know there are a couple of other people who weren't so lucky, you know? That's it. Like, some people, right now is, like, prime sleeping time, you know? So it's like, I guess it's kind of a trade-off, but guess what? You know what's even worse? Today is just not my day, I think. Cause, I ended up delaying the stream, obviously, right? Cause that's why we're here now. But... the guy never came. The bastard maintenance guy... he never came. Did the guy ever show up? No, he never showed up. He didn't fucking show up. I'm like, I fucking delayed my stream for nothing. Did you call them? No, not me. Cause what's it? The person who's in charge of this stuff is not me. Yeah, classic maintenance guy behavior, for real. I'm just like, I already had to cancel the stream once, and to delay it again, and then have it end up not needing to be delayed in the end. I was just like, bruh, the universe is fighting me. The universe is fighting me. And then, even worse after that, I had like, what's it? I had like the worst headache, migraine. I still kind of have it, to be honest. I had like the worst migraine come up, and so I took some Tylenol, and that only gave me, what's it, some relief for, I guess, like an hour. And then after that, it was just like, ow, ow, ow. It almost felt like I was sick all over again. And I was like, bruh, are you serious? I already had to do this shit when I was sick, you know? Yeah. What if he suddenly appeared in the middle of this stream? No, there's no way. It's way too fucking late for this guy to come. If he tries to come in, I'm not letting him. That would be rude. Like, it's nighttime, man. Go home. But yeah, so I did play some games to like cheer myself up, because I was like, man, I can't believe I had to delay stream again. And like, I know the Rams have been looking forward to this stream too, so I was like, bruh, the world is fighting me. The universe. What if you maintenance the door open? Then isn't that trespassing? And then after that, I took a fat nap, and that helped a lot, I will say. Though I kind of don't want to like sleep or like take a nap when it's like evening time, because then I have trouble sleeping later when I actually need to sleep at night, right? So, like, I mean, I guess my migraine doesn't feel as bad anymore. It's still kind of there, but yeah, that's kind of just been my day today. I'm so mad, man. I'm so mad. By the way, Echo, since it's much later, having any tasty noms anytime soon? I'm having some right now. Oh, true! It is Lunar New Year, right? Right? To anybody who celebrates, Happy Lunar New Year. I celebrated kind of, I guess. I mean, my family celebrates it, but they don't go like, you know, ham. So I just had some, what's it? Some rice cake dumpling soup. And that was about it. I was actually eating that right before stream. It's kind of why I'm a little bit late. It's why I'm a little bit late today. I'm not super late though. I still started the stream kind of on time, but yeah. Maintenance sucks. A small job turns into a full day job constantly. Yeah, but I kind of, man, kind of wish the guy just came on time, you know. Uh, but yeah, don't worry about being like enjoy your noms. Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I ate it with some kimchi as well, and I was like rushing to eat it, and then I had stream, and was so now we're here. But yeah. Always worth the wait if there's a meal involved. Thank you. I was debating about like eating it on stream, but I finished just enough that I was like full before the stream started. So I was like, nah, it's okay. If we ever want to do a stream where we share a meal together, we could do that another time. But yeah. Free mukbang, bruh. I don't know. You guys. I feel like whenever I bring up like food or stuff, people are always like mukbang. But do people actually want that? Is it just a very loud minority? I don't know. Because I would be down to do it. Not gonna lie, but. How do your noms taste? They taste good. They taste good. Have you guys not had rice cake dumpling soup? It's like a very mellow, subtle taste, but it's very like soothing. That's it. Enjoying food is valid. I'm gonna cook some instant noodles as girl dinner right now. Girl dinner. You should depends on what kind of instant noodle. If it's like a classic kind of like ramyeon or ramen, I should say. The Korean way of saying it is actually ramyeon. But if you're getting something that's like similar to like just like a shin ramen taste, I highly recommend. This might sound a bit gross, but it turns the ramen into kind of like a creamy ramen. Like a creamy pasta ramen. But try adding Kewpie mayo if you have these ingredients, obviously. Kewpie mayo, a little bit of oyster sauce, and a little bit of soy sauce, and I think that was it. I know you guys are probably like, wait, Echo, I thought you were allergic to oysters. Well, when I use that recipe, there's like this oyster sauce that I have that doesn't actually have oysters, like it's like artificial, so that's why I can eat that. But yeah, oyster sauce is goated. It really is. Oyster sauce was like my clutch sauce for everything back when I was in Robo University, and I had to cook my own meals. Yeah. And then I'll check the VOD to keep this in mind. Yeah, I've done it like once. It was pretty good. And also put some garlic. Yeah, garlic. You can never go wrong with some garlic. Not gonna lie, I thought you were like my friend. One of them has the seafood allergy thing, but she loves seafood, so she just takes antihistamine pills and hopes for the best of them. That's so dangerous. What? I mean, I don't really enjoy seafood that much. I like fish, but like I don't really, there are not many times where I want to eat seafood. But oyster sauce, I guess, is one. Sometimes different broths, like soups, will have some stuff that I'm allergic to. But actually, if you guys want to know like a fun fact, I am allergic to like pretty much all seafood except for fish. But some things that I can eat are actually like oysters. I think clams and like scallops. So I guess the things that don't really crawl around or like swim around as much, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I still avoid it in general though, just to be safe. But yeah, I haven't been like officially like tested for it. I got like a skin test for it, and it said it was like pretty negative. But like the doctor was like, if you want to like try eating these foods again or introduce it to your diet again, you should probably come in again before you do that and just like do a blood test and do like a food test like with a doctor in the office. But yeah. Also, hello, people who are just coming in. Welcome in, welcome in. You're just in time. We haven't started the art critique just yet. We're just doing a little pre-Zatsu because I feel like some stuff happened today. I mean, I already talked about it, but yeah. Echo, you gave me a new idea. Food critique stream. Ah, food critique. You know, it's funny you bring that up because I was actually thinking about because I had fried rice for lunch, right? And I was looking at the ingredients that was in the fried rice, right? And I was like, you know, I feel like a fried rice ingredient tier list would be interesting. I actually, as I was reheating that fried rice, I was, what the fuck was that? Sorry, I heard something at my door, and I was like, what? I thought Echo Ma, like, secretly came in or something, but, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so, like, as I was reheating my fried rice, I was thinking in my head what ingredients were like S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, etc., right? And okay, you guys wanna hear what I have so far? I feel like my tastes for fried rice ingredients are a bit interesting. I feel like you guys will have opinions about it, but hold on. Okay, so fried rice ingredients tier list. I have it pulled up on my phone. I have at S tier ham, peas, scallions, and garlic. At A tier, I forgot to put some other ingredients that I'm thinking of right now. Hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry. Okay. I swear I'm not changing anything. I'm just adding things on. Because I forgot to put it in there. I bet you're gonna put bean sprouts at like A. Are you serious? Bean sprouts at A? Why? Why? Wait, I'm curious. You want to know why I'm curious though? It's because I put green beans at D tier. The bottom tier. I fucking hate bean sprouts. Wait, not bean sprouts. Oh, green beans. Sorry, I saw beans and I was immediately like D. I fucking hate beans. Bean sprouts are different though. Bean sprouts are yummy, but I don't know if I'd like them in my fried rice. So I'm gonna put them in B tier. Okay. Okay, let's go over this again because I think we got a little... It's a little disorganized. Let me explain all this again. Okay, so S tier. You said it'd be a weird list, so I went with one of my least favorites. Ah, I see. Okay. Alright. From the top again. How about canned tuna? No, and you're right. I don't really like tuna, to be honest. Like, the only time I've liked tuna was when it was like the super fancy high quality kind. And it's like, if you can only enjoy a food if it's at the absolute premium quality, then like, do you really enjoy it? You know? Okay. Alright, let's go over this again. So S tier for fried rice ingredients. I have put ham, peas, scallions, and garlic. For A tier, I put onions, broccoli, beef, and chicken. For B tier, I put carrots, mushroom, spam, zucchini, and bean sprouts. For C tier, I put egg and pork. And then D tier, I put green beans. I fucking hate green beans. It's like, why? Like if you're gonna eat green beans, I hope it's not the frozen kind that, you know, those like cut up green bean, like frozen green beans. Those are absolutely disgusting because I know some people, especially in college, right? I know this because this is what I used to do in college, Rebel University, right? I would get the pre-cut frozen vegetables, right? That you could just like easily heat up and add into your fried rice, right? But like, some of them would like have the cut up green beans, and they would be like boiled, right? So they're like soft and mushy, and I was like, oh, just thinking about it is making me kind of gag. Oh, you hate bell peppers? I think bell peppers are good, but I don't know about like in fried rice. So I think bell peppers I would put in maybe like C tier. Also, hi Element, welcome in. Green beans make you big and strong. I can eat other things that'll make me big and strong. Just a little salt. Ah, yeah. Obviously, you gotta season your fried rice. I like to put sriracha in mine, though. Sriracha's a seasoning, right? I guess it's more of a sauce, but... Yeah. Just some soft, squishy green beans. Exactly. Like, I don't know. When it comes to food, texture is like a big thing for me. If things start getting too mushy, and they're not really supposed to be mushy either, right? Then it's, I don't know. Just thinking about it is making me gag again. Sriracha's so good. Yeah. I just like bell peppers after having had too much exposure to them. Just blend or chop the thing into non-existence, please. Blended? That sounds kind of gross. Bell peppers? Blended bell peppers? Bell pepper smoothie? Where would you put kimchi in the fried rice tier? Oh, kimchi? Kimchi's pretty good. But then, kimchi has such a strong flavor. It'll, there's a reason why people call it kimchi fried rice, right? Because there's kimchi in it, and all you can taste is the freaking kimchi. But kimchi is pretty good. I think I would put that maybe either a low A tier or high B tier. Cause sometimes with my fried rice, I kind of just I like kimchi. I'm not a super big fan of kimchi. I like it, but I don't eat it all the time. So it's not something I really crave in my fried rice, you know. Yeah, some people blend or food process that thing when they're cooking Indian sauces. I love the cuisine, but not the bell peppers. Oh, I haven't eaten a lot of Indian cuisine, to be honest. Speaking of which, I think there's maybe been only a couple of times I've eaten Indian cuisine, like last year, 2023. And the only one I can really remember is like this Indian fusion sandwich that I had that gave me a massive allergic reaction because the sauce had peanuts in it. And I didn't realize at first because, I thought the spiciness that I was tasting from the sandwich was from the sauce, like spice, not because of the peanuts. And I had the worst night ever. I don't know, 2023 was actually interesting in terms of allergic reactions. I've had so many allergic reactions in 2023. Maybe, like, the most... Like, I've had maybe as many allergic reactions, also, like, really, really, like, almost, like, lethal allergic reactions in 2023 combined, like, compare 2023 to the rest of my life. Like, the amount of times I've had allergic reactions in my life, 2023 was probably the worst if you, like, even compared to, like, combining everything else that I got, that I reacted to in the past. It was that bad. Yeah. The day we might have lost boss. There are multiple days in 2023 that you could have lost boss. I'm gonna be real. Oh, it's not a good time. It was not a good time. I think it's always the fucking peanuts though. I swear to God, it's always the nuts. These fucking nuts. Like, I think there's like vividly I can think of like 3 times I got an allergic reaction that I probably should have gone to the hospital for, but I didn't because I was like, it's not that bad in the moment, and then after the moment I was like, it really was that bad. I should have just gone to the hospital. I shouldn't try to tough it out. Cause like the 3 times I think one of them was the Indian sandwich that I talked about. Another time was this Korean fried chicken with it had peanuts in their special sauce that I did not see in their ingredients list. So honestly, I should have sued them. What else? There was another one. Oh yeah, when I was visiting my relatives and this restaurant, it wasn't really a restaurant, it was like a food court area thing. It was either the dumplings I had or like, what's it? It wasn't like shrimp tempura, but like vegetable tempura. It was either that or the dumplings that I ate that hadn't, like, something I was super allergic to. I feel like it was the dumplings. But what's annoying too is that the employees, the staff of the food court, the two stalls that I went to for those foods, right? They both, well, the tempura, obviously, they probably fried it with other seafoods. But seafood, I'm not as allergic to, like, for example, like nuts. So I kind of don't really suspect it to be the tempura. But, like, I had a really bad reaction. So I feel like it was the nuts. And I'm like, I don't think there are nuts in fucking tempura, like in fried food, right? So I was like, it's probably the dumplings, right? Also, hi, Beth! My god, your avatar has a 5 head! Yeah! It does have a 5 head! Rams. Yes, yes. You see, I can always spot who's a new viewer. I can always spot who is new to the chat, who is new to stream. If they say anything about how big my forehead is, it's like, it's nothing new. You know what I mean? So like... Spotted! You've been spotted! You've been exposed! But obviously, I'm just teasing you. I don't care. Yeah. For me, the sign is when people don't know what the button does and they ask. Yeah, that too! That too! You know, I get that on my shorts sometimes. They're like, what happens if I press the button? I'm like, what do you think happens? Like, it's a fucking power button. It's a power button. What do you think is going to happen? I wonder what's going to happen when you press a power button. Brain cells, my guys. Brain cells. Use them. Use them, guys. It's always the forehead or the button. Yeah, right? Like, the thing is, I'm not even mad. I just find it funny at this point. Because I'm like, I see you're new to the channel. Welcome. We always welcome new viewers. Always. As long as you don't take the joke too far, obviously. But you guys are pretty good about that. I'm gonna be real. The world ends for the Rams if you press the button. Should I end your world right now? I remember seeing a tweet from you saying it leads to world destruction or something bad. So I'm like, okay, never mind. Yeah, because I remember back in like pre-debut / debut. You know that weird few weeks before Oracle actually debuted, that Oracle was like public and we were like posting stuff, but we hadn't actually debuted yet, right? I remember getting so many questions about that because obviously, you know, I'm new, fresh off the boat. But let's see. There are a lot of comments asking about that, and I don't know if anyone's noticed, but every time someone asked me that around that time, I would give them a different answer. I wonder if anyone noticed. I don't know, but yeah. I like to get creative with it sometimes, you know? The power button is red. Red attracts the eyes, Echo. Do you think I'm attractive? Wow! you think Boss is attractive? I mean, they do say red is like... Didn't they say like statistically red is like the... Like the love color? Like the attractive color? I don't know how they worded it. You gotta check them now. Yeah, go look. Go look. Boss, I miss you. The job consumed my time all the week and I can't see your streams. It's okay. You can be VOD game. And there's nothing wrong with being VOD game. I appreciate you coming and like stopping by though. Hold on, I need a burp. Oh god, it tastes like my dinner. Oh, I know. Oh no, guys, the migraine. It's... You know how I said the migraine is still kind of there? Every time I laugh a little too hard, the migraine, it gives me like a little pain in my head. Oh no. Boss isn't allowed to laugh today. Oh no, this is gonna go terribly. Extra dinner. Ew! Stop! What the hell? Ew. Okay, I'm about to get a little more gross, but you know those burps that are kind of like foamy? So okay, yeah, never mind. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Pat, is there a Tylenol or water or something to help? I already took Tylenol earlier. It wore off pretty quickly, but like, should I take another one? I technically could, but I mean, it'll be fine. I'll tough it out. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. My poor say-so ear. Oh no, forget about it. Echo's an idol. Echo's an idol, guys. But idols don't burp. They don't sneeze. Wait, do they sneeze? They don't burp. They don't poo. They don't go to the bathroom. Okay, I'll drink some water though. I'll drink some water. Maybe that'll help. They don't sweat, they sparkle? I haven't heard of that one. They only do cute sneezes? Oh, they don't do like the dad sneeze or like Achoo! Achoo! Or like, you know how like you know how like in what's it? Dads, for some reason, you know how like dads when not just sneezes, but also when they brush their teeth. For some reason, when they... You know how, like, you rinse your mouth with water after you're done brushing, right? For some reason, they just have to sound like they're absolutely dying and hacking out their, like, lungs. Like, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. No, because my Echo Paw does that. Echo Paw does that too, right? And the thing is, sometimes it's so loud that it wakes me up in the morning. Like, it wakes me up in the morning, right? And like, he'll go like... And I'm like, wow, buddy. you know? But yeah. I mean, I fall back asleep quite quickly afterwards, but... Usually have to drink some extra mint water. Oh, wait, you drink it? Interesting. After you brush your teeth. Is that just for like freshness? I don't think I've heard anyone do that before. Gotta make sure he's getting those teeth extra clean for real. I mean, the thing is though, Echo Paw, I will say Echo Paw's not the most hygienic. It kind of drives me and Echo Ma kind of crazy sometimes, I will say. He's not the most hygienic. Oh no, Laval, you know, for real. Yeah. Usually it's when I get up in the morning, I have morning breath. Oh, morning breath. I see. Stinky dad, yeah, for real. Actually stinky. But It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Alright, okay. I know we're having a good Zatsu right now, but today's stream is not a Zatsu. I can't let myself get carried away like this. We gotta do the actual reason for the stream. What we're streaming today. The stream that we're here for, right? Right? You guys are here for the art critique, right? It's not a Zatsu stream? Okay. We'll save a Zatsu stream for another time. Okay? Oh no, don't Zatsu. That means we'll be with you longer. Oh no. Something tells me there's sarcasm in there. Something tells me. I don't know. Yeah. Wait, this isn't a fried rice tier list stream? What do you mean? We're done with that topic. That was like, I don't know, 20 minutes ago? 15 minutes ago? Hasn't really been that long? It's already been 40 minutes into stream, guys. No, right now I want to spend more time with you. What? You guys are still gonna spend time with me? I'm not ending the stream. Bruh, no, please, Zatsu, more. I want to talk while I write and talk about kimchi rice. What do you mean? We're done talking about fried rice. I was told Echo would make artists out of us. Cute in Disney music. Oh! How did that song go again? Actually, I probably shouldn't even sing it anyways because of DMCA, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. Guys. I know you loved... I know you loved them Zatsus, but we gotta move on. Yeah, we'll still be able to talk anyways. Oh wait, hold on. I need a burp. Yeah. It's not over. It's not over. We can sing it for you. All right, Rams. Let's get down to business, okay? All right. Okay. All right, we're here. We're going to do the actual what we're here for the stream. Okay? Let's get down to business, okay? Let's get down to business, guys. Okay. All right. So, before we start, I do want to say a couple of words. Because this is an art critique, right? And I am judging other people's work, not my work this time, right? So, first things first, you do not have to agree with my opinion. If you do not, then don't take it personally. It's up to you to, like, how you perceive art. Art is what? Subjective, right? So, there's that. And, two, if your piece did not get selected for, today's art critique stream, then please also don't take that personally. There's probably a couple of reasons why your piece may not have been selected, and it's not like your fault. Like the majority of the reason will probably be I just don't have enough time, because there are a good amount of submissions. So I don't want the stream to go on for too long, and I plan to do this again sometime in the future. So yeah. Most important thing is to stay respectful. Exactly. And obviously, I'm going to be respectful too. So I will just ask that you guys are also respectful. Yeah. Don't worry, boss. This won't get as controversial as the palm reading stream. Really? I mean, the palm reading stream was like for funsies. This, I feel like I'm trying to actually give some, like, advice. You know, like some actual legitimate advice. At least in my opinion. Maybe it's not legitimate advice to you guys, but... but yeah. So, anyways, if you've been to my streams quite a good number of times, you guys already know that I went to a really a pretty good art school. So I do know a couple of things, and hopefully I can share that information with you guys. But one thing that I learned from my art school is that when you give art critique, a really good way to go about it is like this formula, this template. I think it's called like the sandwich. I don't know if that's like an actual like official name, or like if my teacher just made that up. But what's it? It's basically when you give critique, you're going to start off with saying something good about the piece, and then you're going to get to the actual meat of it, right? Where you're actually critiquing. And then at the end, you're going to end it with another just like good thing about the piece. So that's it's a good way to go about it. When you critique and stuff. I might follow that template. I might not. I'm still going to be respectful regardless, but just kind of like a little tip for people who want to try giving advice or art crit. But yeah. Sandwich. Compliment sandwich. Yeah. Also, hello, people who are just coming in. Welcome in. You didn't miss anything. We're literally just getting started. We had a pretty long Zatsu, so don't worry. But yeah, so so the first person that we're going to look at is hold on, let me pull up their name. I'm going to write their name down. What? Oh my god. Okay, oh there it is. Okay. So this person is let me write out their name. Okay. This person is I'm doing this with a mouse, by the way. At Sluggish. Okay, never mind. I'm pulling out the tablet. This is gonna take too long. Okay. Also, good night, D Kim. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hold on, I'm getting out the tablet. Sorry. I knew immediately. I was like, I have to do this for multiple submissions. There is no way I'm gonna do all of this with a mouse. I thought I would. I thought I could, but yeah, not a good idea. Never mind. Okay. So the first one that we have is from at actually let me change the brush too. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Is at let me just like zoom in. At Sluggish. So much faster. Oh, good thing I'm not using the mouse. Sloth 1. So this submission is from at Sluggish Sloth 1 from Twitter, or X, however you want to say it. They said in their description, "Hello, Echo. I'm looking for criticism on composition plus anatomy. Don't be too harsh on me, leader." These are OCs, by the way. Nice. Thank you so much for your submission. Yeah, I looked at this piece, and I do think I have a couple of notes that would definitely help with what you're asking about, or what you're looking for. But what's it? First, I do want to say that your OCDs are very, very cute. It's very clear. It's very easy to tell the personalities based off like the posing and the expressions, and also the color schemes too. But if you're looking for advice with composition and anatomy, then I guess the first thing, let's focus on composition first, right? What I see with this is that well, what the? Sorry, Photoshop just like gave me a random pop-up. The fuck? Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. The first thing I want to say is that in terms of composition, there's a thing called rule of thirds, right? Where it's basically like if you divide the piece into thirds, the eye is naturally going to look at like the thirds. I don't know how else to phrase this correctly. Like those lines. The lines where the areas are the areas where the lines are crossing is where the eye naturally goes to first. Also depends on like what's actually in your drawing, but I can see that you're kind of doing that already. Like the characters here all kind of like line up in this lower third. The fireworks are also kind of like in this upper third, and so on and so on. But what's kind of conflicting with that though is the distribution of colors, I think, because the eye also naturally will go to whatever is brightest or more saturated, right? So for example, this firework right here is very bright and it takes up a lot of the space in the composition compared to the other the other subjects in this piece, like the characters, right? I'm assuming you're going to want the characters here to be like the spotlight, right? So I think a really quick fix for this actually is to one, I think like kind of work with depth. So a very easy way to do that is just like bring your characters a little bit bigger in. Obviously, you have quite a lot, so this might be a bit of a struggle. You might just make the canvas wider or any like wider or something. But have the subjects be a little bit closer, so the eye immediately goes to them, and then have the fireworks in the background a little bit smaller, and it'll help. One, it'll help with like composition, because now the figures will take up it'll still be in the rule of thirds where it takes up 2/3 of the composition, but they'll also be bigger, so it's easier to just like look at them and focus on them, because I think they are the main subject of this piece, and then the fireworks are kind of just like the accent in the background. Yeah, time to write it down. Yeah, write that down. Because if you compare that to what we have right now, if you look at the size of each of the characters, they're about the same throughout, regardless of where they are in location. So it can kind of make the piece feel a bit flat. Because, you know, the further things are away from you, the smaller they get, obviously. And I see that you're already kind of trying to do that with the fireworks too. But the issue with that is most of the fireworks are also about the same size as, like, the characters' heads. So, like, everything kind of feels like the sizing is equally distributed throughout the whole piece. So try to vary the sizing. I think will be a very quick and easy way to fix the composition issues that you're asking for advice for. And then anatomy-wise, it's a bit tricky because you have a very specific style. So, when it comes to stylistic anatomy, I could just say, I could say this to anyone who just wants advice on anatomy to just study figure drawing. Just to do a lot of figure drawing, but I don't think that's exactly what you're looking for, right? Anatomy-wise, hold on. Let me drink some water though first. Also, hello, people who are just coming in. Welcome in. What was I saying? Oh yeah, anatomy-wise, the thing is, your style is very, very cute, and I actually don't see too many issues with it in terms of anatomy, because it's also just like a stylistic kind of approach. But if you're having issues with anatomy, what could I say? I think my problem right now is that because it's a style, I don't know like in what terms you want to push the anatomy in. Hold on, I need a burp. Maybe like look for art with similar styles to study. The thing is though, I kind of have this belief where when you do like when you have a style, like if you have a more like cartoony-ish style, you should still regardless do figure drawing because the what's it, or gesture drawing I should say would be better. Which is basically very fast figure drawing. Because when you do gesture drawings like super fast ones, you're forcing your brain to simplify parts of the body so that you can draw it faster. Not just for the movements and like the gesture, but like you simplify the anatomy. That's basically what you're doing for stylistic anatomy. Or stylistic art. But yeah. So yeah, that's so great advice. Exactly. Like regardless, it's much better to just study from life, and eventually the more you do that, your hand is going to start making shortcuts for itself. Anyways. Cause like it's kind of like, you guys know what a visual library is. The more you look at something and like draw it out, your body kind of like it's ingrained in the hand in terms of just like how to draw that specific thing. It's kind of the same thing. So I guess with anatomy, because I don't know exactly what you're looking for in terms of anatomy, because you are doing a stylistic approach, I don't have much advice besides probably doing some gesture drawing. And that could help with maybe like, I think one thing maybe is like I guess like I think studying around maybe like the shoulders, because the shoulders, the clavicles I should say actually are very drooped down. Maybe studying around like the shoulder area. I know it's also just part of the posing too, but there's sometimes with stylistic anatomy, the tricky part is knowing how much to push the style with like and breaking the rules without making it look like, for example, like without making the figure like contorted, you know what I mean? So it would be good to do some gesture drawing. I think will help a lot. Also, hello people. Hello, Echo Cute. Hi. Hello. sorry. It's a bit difficult to read the chat as I'm explaining and critiquing. Oh my gosh, I'm really getting into the thick of it. But yeah, okay. So that's the advice I have for you. For this drawing. So I want to once again thank you again for submitting. It's a really cute piece. I really like the characters. I remember what's it? Back when I had more tenacity. back when drawing more than one character per drawing did not kill me. I would love to make pieces like these where I would draw all my OCs. So it's really cute. So yeah, okay. On to the next one though. Let's clear the board here. Pop. And let's go on to the next. Who's next? Hold on, I did a burp. Ugh. Okay. Alright, next up we've got Can a Daylight? I think I said that right. Let me just pull up what they had for their submission, because I think they also put down some notes in terms of what they're looking for. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, look, it's Maeve, guys. It's Maeve. Okay. We're gonna take so many notes. We're gonna have to order us a full truck to fit them all. Oh gosh, I honestly, I'd be happy if you guys actually do that, because it means that I was helpful in some way. So, hi, that's me. Glad I got in. Yeah, thank you so much for submitting. So for you, you said, sorry for the old art. Don't worry about that. I don't have much completed stuff to show off right now, but something I've always admired about leaders' arts is that it always looks so soft and the poses are natural, and I struggle with that. If there's any tips or other notes, go ham and please let me know. Okay. Alright. Thank you so much for the submission. So it seems like you're asking for advice about, I believe, I guess rendering? Since you're talking about the softness in my art and the poses, I guess, yeah, that would be gesture. Okay. So, gesture-wise, because I also saw the other submissions that you put in for your pieces and stuff. I picked this one though because I think this will be a very easy way to point out. Because the more limbs to work with, the easier it is to make a more gesture or slick pose, or how do you gestureful pose. So for posing, there's this thing called line of action. So that's what the, why is the opacity at 20%? The fuck? Okay, there we go. So there's this thing called line of action where, like, say this is the pose you have, right? And this person's like jumping or whatever. Great drawing, I know. The line of action is basically a line that is drawn from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. So it's gonna be, let me do this in a different color. The line of action would look something like that. The smoother this line of action is, the easier it is to one, see the pose and also the movement of it. It'll make it less stiff too. So I think that's the issue that you may be having with your pieces. And the easiest way to fix that is, let me just erase that, is to look at the torso. The torso is the biggest part. It is basically, the first thing you gotta nail down, when you do any kind of posing, any gesture. There's actually this thing called, like, the bean. Hold on, let me draw that a bit better. Like, the bean. You guys might have seen some TikToks about it. I don't know if you guys look at TikTok. I don't think you guys do. But, like, the bean basically represents the torso, right? And what's it? In animation, they call it, like, the flower sack. But, like, the more you bend and stuff, it's basically kind of like an easier step into, like, gesture where, like, the bean represents the torso, right? Just, like, think of the curve. That's our line of action. Because if you really think about it, the body, you may think that, like, for example, when you start drawing something, that you start with the head, right? Some cases you do, right? But, like, if you think about it, the head doesn't really have much gesture in it. It's literally just, like, a blob connected on top of the torso. The torso is connected to literally every part of your body. So, like, depending on how the torso moves, it's going to affect the rest of, the pose. So, when you pose your piece, really pay attention to the torso and make sure it doesn't feel too stiff. It's a bit hard to see that because Maeve's butt is very curvy, very caked up. Very caked up in this piece. It's nice though, don't get me wrong. But think from, like, regardless of, like, the fat Don't look too much of the fat and the muscles and stuff. Like if you look at the bone, is this curved a lot? Is this curved? It's not really that curved. It's not really that curved, right? It's pretty straight. And then another thing too is that like the torso is pretty straight. The rest of the limbs also feel pretty straight too. Like the legs are just like it's very angled off from the torso. The arms also feel pretty angled. And same with this arm too. The thing is, when you do posing and stuff, you want to think kind of like in curves, like including the fingertips. Like for example, for the arm, right? You don't want to just think about how the posing works with just like the elbow and how it rotates around like that, right? You guys can't see it, but I was literally like karate chopping, trying to like I was trying to demonstrate. I'm like, wait, they can't even see this. But like you want to think about like even from the how even the fingertips can support whatever curve you're trying to achieve in the pose with the gesture. So like even the fingers are supporting this curve. It falls throughout the whole arm. You want that to happen like not with just the arm, but from like the head to the feet, even the toes sometimes if you got toes. So like so when I say that, definitely try that with this arm here, because it's very angled. It feels very broken off, and these fingertips kind of just right now they feel like they're supporting that straight line that's going on with the forearm. So I think what you could do is like you could maybe have the arm like you can still have it straight, obviously, but even straight things are kind of curved in a certain way. You could have it like this, I think could maybe help. Like have the arm like that, so it's like there's like a slight curve here, and then there's another curve here. So it's kind of like two curves. It's like two curves, like that. You could have it like that, perhaps. Just a suggestion. We need to start investing in Mokopi for boss so she's show her hands. Yo, full body tracking would be so helpful right now. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Alright. Hold on, I need some more water because, man, that rice cake dumpling soup, kind of salty. I remember hearing about inner and outer curves and arm shapes. Yes, that is true. That is true. So like, when you think about the muscles in arms and also legs, so that will also support and help with gesture too. But think of that as like the support on top of this like line of action thing that I just talked about. So yeah, I would focus on that first because I think that's what you need to focus on first. And then in terms of making the art look softer, you know, it's funny you say that because I actually didn't really know that my art had like a soft feeling until other people have told me. And I was like, oh, I didn't know my art style was like a soft kind of feel. I need a burp. Thanks for pinning down how I felt. It really does feel too straight. It's okay. It's okay. The thing is, your art is very, very cute. Don't get me wrong. When I'm pointing these out, I'm not like belittling your skill, because this piece is definitely very, very cute. And even as I was looking at your other work, I was like, man, like at first when I looked at it, I was like, man, how the fuck am I supposed to critique this? This stuff is so cute. Like, what am I supposed to say? So yeah. So right now I'm just critiquing. But in terms of softness, I guess I didn't really know my art was very soft, but I think what a big part of it is like gradients. So I don't do a lot of harsh shading. I actually would, but I feel like harsh shading takes more time for me. So basically I don't do it because I'm lazy. But what's it? It's very right now the shading that you have, it's most there are some gradients in it, but I see it's kind of almost like cell shading. Like it's very easy to block out the shading. Like there's a shadow here. Like it's more of a harsher style. Like here on the arms here, And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Like the way you shade, some people shade very like contrasty, some make it more soft, I guess, like I do. But if you're looking for a more soft approach, I would definitely try some gradients. What I like to do is I like to sometimes within the hair, so say this is like the hair layer, right? Make a clipping layer on top of it, and then do like a very soft airbrush around the face here by take the eyedropper and take the eyedropper and pick the blush color, so like here, and then do like a very subtle airbrush on the hair that's kind of like surrounding the face, and it'll give it a nice glow. I don't know if I can do it on top of this. Can I try? It might look wonky because I don't have the layers, but we'll do our best. If I oh yeah, it's just gonna cover the face, but if you if you don't look at okay, yeah, never mind. But try that. Yeah. Oh, wait, that's so smart. I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, it's kind of like a fun little tip that I learned. Little hack that I do sometimes. What else? What else could you do? You could also kind of apply that same kind of technique anywhere where you want it to kind of glow a bit more. That's it. And because the thing is, with the way I shade, a lot of it is just like a soft overall like gradient, like shadow and then lights. Like here, let me just demonstrate it actually. Okay, so say this is like, why is this not showing up? Hey, oh wait, this is the eraser. I'm an idiot. Say this is the shirt, right? Say this is a shirt. Very beautiful shirt. I'm gonna make a clipping layer on top of it. Create clipping mask. And, I'm going to, make the shadow a gradient. Like that, and then I'm going to make another clipping layer separate from that, and make it a slightly like warmer light, like that. Actually, that's a little too orange. I'm gonna like that. No, it's too saturated. Like that. Yeah, and I will do that as a base before I start like actually shading. And that can help with like the softness of everything. I think that's what makes my pieces soft. I think. I'm not too sure. Oh, I didn't even know. Wait, what the? Oh my god. Okay, sorry. What the hell happened? Okay, let me fix this. Okay. What was I saying? I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, that's that is it. That is it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for your submission. Your art is super cute. I hope I can see more of it. And yeah, I hope that helped. Keep going. Keep working. I know you said this was old art, but keep making new stuff. I think you got some good stuff to work with. Keep going. Okay. All right, let's clear this baby. And we'll move on to the next one. Oh god, we're only on submission number 3 now. Jesus. This might take a while. Okay, so the next person that we've got. Such a great piece, great artwork. Yeah, and even chat is saying it's great, right? So like, keep going. I actually learned that recently. It's been helping a lot. Plus the blush color around shading, tying for lighting. Yeah. I'm glad. Yeah. For me, it's basically just like gradients everywhere, gradients galore. So the next piece, let me just pull up what this person said. Oh yeah, wait. Did I write down the person who drew this? I mean, they have their name on the top left here, but just in case, the person who drew this piece, let me just spell it out clearly. I forget if I did. I feel like I did not, or maybe I did, but just in case, I'm gonna do it again. On Twitter, their tag, or their at, I should say, is, hold on, at candidate light. I need a burp. Okay. Alright. Thank you again for your submission. Let me just clear that. I need a burp. Oh my god, you guys might have heard that one. I'm so sorry. Also, Glasses, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. We got membership from Glasses. Make sure to say thank you to them. Oh, I still need a burp. Also, hi, Jonathan. Welcome in. Alright. Let us go on to the next piece. Okay. Next up we've got Rock On gameplay. Let me just bring up what they said. I need to pull it up. And let me write out their at for you guys. At Rock On Game play. Yes, I think I spelled that right. Thanks for spelling, bosses. I can't read with my eyes. I'm sorry. Okay. So for this piece, they said, here are some of my favorite drawings that I have done. 2 are recent and 2 are older. I think my best one is the 2024 one, but I do need to figure out line art better. What are your thoughts? Okay, so what you're looking for is line art advice. Okay. Rock On's panicking in VC. Lamau. Labao. Panic more. What are you gonna do, huh? Your art's up here, buddy. What are you gonna do? You submitted this. You did this to yourself. Okay. Before I get into the meat of the critique, first off, dot. Teehee. First thing I want to say is, I really like the energy that you have in your pieces. Like, not just this one. I've seen in your other pieces too, where there's a lot of like personality and energy, and just like the gestures that you also have are also really strong too. So when you ask for line art advice, since you already have kind of an idea of gesture, you kind of line art in its own way is kind of like gesture itself. Line art, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me zoom in. Cause like your posing is very strong. Like you can already see you can already see like the line of action pretty clearly. Oh my god, I can't put red on top of red. Let's do cyan. You can already see like the line of action here, and even with that, the arm also kind of supports it too. And you can also see that the fingers for this arm, it supports that same like follow throughout the whole like line of action from the shoulder to the fingertips and stuff, and like it's a cartoony style and approach, but you still have that fundamental down. So I think actually, in terms of line art, because the brush you used is a very consistent like depth. So if you want to try, if you want to try, I would suggest maybe working with a brush that kind of would it'll be easier to get more of like weight to it, like, you know, like like a thin line and thick, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, draw cartoons, not anime. I mean, that's a whole nother can of worms. There's a whole debate about cartoons being anime and anime not being cartoons, but we're not gonna get into that. But what was I saying? Yeah, if you want to try going for like a brush that would be easier to get more like movement in the line art. For example, the brush that I like to use is not this one, because one, I don't freaking use Photoshop when drawing. I use Procreate, right? But like, there's this brush that like, instead of like this, the one that I'm using on Photoshop right now, it's like I don't know how to describe it. Like, if I were to draw with the same consistent pressure between this brush and the brush that I use in Photoshop, it would look something like this. This is the Photoshop one, right? But in Procreate, it's more like this. Does that make sense? Photoshop one, it starts with small, and then middle big, and then end small. My Procreate brush that I use for line art is more like, it gets to the thick of it quicker, and then the ends is smaller. But if you don't want to change your brush, it'll just be easier for line arts, in my opinion. Because it's easier to get movement and stuff like that. But with line arts, I'd say, if you're gonna go for a more graphic approach, I think one, you still want to keep in that gesture in mind, which I think you have already. But in terms, I guess, like graphicness, I don't really do a graphic style, so this might not be the best advice. But simplifying the lines and making it's either going to be like a very like smooth curve. Obviously this isn't like completely smooth, right? Or like very, very straight. Like almost like graphic design in its own way, right? So there shouldn't be any like small breakups. So the issue with that though, it's gonna be very, very nitpicky, and that's why I kind of don't do this type of line art, or when I approach line art, I guess, because for example, this let's look at what are these called again? Chat, what are these called? What are these called? Crowbar? Okay, a crowbar, right? If we look at this, we can tell that this edge is supposed to be straight, right? And it looks pretty straight, right? But I'm gonna be super nitpicky here, and you're gonna have this kind of approach with the rest of your drawing too. I'm gonna say make this as straight as you can. Like, it's gonna be like, if something is gonna be curved, it's gonna be very clear and obvious that it's supposed to be curved. But if it's not, it's gonna be straight as hell. You know what I mean? Like, having more purpose, I guess, behind the lines, if that makes sense. Like, for example, like look at this edge here on this sleeve. This you see that little break in there? Clear that up, and we clean this up so that it's like a very smooth graphic approach. You know what I mean? Same with this like butt area here connected to the leg. If you're going to make the style where the butt kind of connects more with the leg, then smooth this out. Smooth this out, make it more graphic. Or if you want the butt to be a little more separate, give some more purpose to that. And what I mean by purpose, I guess, is just like, if something's gonna be curved, it's obvious it's curved. If it's not, then it's gonna continue with a line that's already there, or it's gonna be like straight, you know what I mean? So I guess like more curve to the butt and then that. But that depends on your style, is the thing. Also, hi, Hitsujin! Hello! I saw your ads too, much to point. I had to sub W advertising for real. Thank you! Also, wait, ads? Wait, ads right now? Wait, do I have ads right now, guys? Chat, do I have ads right now? Is staff giving me ads without me knowing? Or are you talking about back then? Sometimes I don't know what's going on. But yeah. Same thing with like the fire. Give it a more graphic approach, right? So like for example, let's look at this edge here. This edge here, right? It's like curved here, and then it's like there's like a broken point here and it curves there, right? Just connect this and make this a smooth S. Just make that a smooth S, you know what I mean? Things like that, I think would help. I think if you're doing this is just like a little thing, but when you're doing line art, if you happen to be going at a consistent speed, because the reason why I say this is because there's a slight shakiness sometimes I feel that I'm getting in your line art. Like if you're going at a slow speed, a slow consistent speed throughout, and like maybe you're pressing into your pen really hard, if that's what you're doing, stop doing that. Stop doing that. I think that will keep you from making smoother lines and cleaner lines. So, but obviously the control of making quicker lines, you're going to need more practice with that. So it's going to be a bit difficult at first. Obviously, this is me assuming that the speed that you're going at right now is like a more of a slower speed, but there's line stability tools and Adobe art programs that could also help with that too. Yes, there is a thing called smoothing, but the thing that I don't like about smoothing sometimes is like it almost feels like I'm drawing on goo. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. That's what I can say for line art. I hope that helped. I'm not really too sure if it did. But regardless, this piece, it's a very, very stylistic graphic approach. which I think is really cute itself. There's like lots of energy in your drawings, so yeah, keep up the great work. I will keep this in mind. I hope it helped. I hope it helped. I don't know. but yeah. Okay. So let us clear that. And let's move on to the next one. Oh, why is my nose so itchy? Okay. On to the next. We've got I might be saying this wrong. Feeble 9? Feeble 9? Let me pull up what they had to say. Give me 1 second. Why is my nose so itchy? This person said, most of my art focuses on the lighting, but every time I look at it, I find myself getting weirded out by the pose. Always looks like my pose is very stiff and doesn't bring any dynamic to it. But if there are anything that you would like to highlight, I'll be more glad. Thank you so much for your submission! So, I saw your other works too. They were also pretty cute. I think if you're, looking for help with, posing, I think the things that I said before still apply to this. So definitely look back into VOD if you're, I don't know if you're here right now, and it's okay if you're not. But definitely look back into VOD if you haven't seen, the other critiques. But one thing that I could definitely point out that I haven't yet before is, wait, first let me write down this freaking person's, tag. At. Why do I keep calling it tag? It's an at. It is, sorry, I write my F's kind of weird. Let me rewrite that. Feel 9. That is their at. The color though, yeah, the coloring is very, very cute. I really like this piece. Is really soft. Like this is soft. This is soft. This is what I would call like a soft coloring. Might also just be the color specifically, maybe not the shading style. Nah, I think the shading is also pretty soft too. There's a lot of gradients going on in this. I need a burp. And I need more water. Okay. So, in terms of critique, yeah, posing, things I've already said before, but, that's it. For this piece specifically, if you want, like, the pose to feel a little more natural, definitely try to avoid anything, like, parallel. For example, these legs here. Hold on, there we go. These legs are, like, pretty parallel to each other. So, breaking up that, like, maybe having this leg a little more this way, or having this leg a little more that way. So there's, like, a little bit more, like, less of a parallel. Because parallel things kind of feel, like, a little more stiff. Another thing too is that, like, the arms are very straight on, so, like, maybe have this a little bit curved, just a little bit. And then the back is also, like, it looks like it's curved from this contour here, right? But if you look on this side here, it's very straight. So, like, if I were to draw a line from the top of the torso to the bottom, it's, like, almost like that. So it's pretty straight on. I think you have to, like, maybe curve this a bit more here. And what's it? If we're still looking at this line here, right? The head also is still pretty straight on top of that. So maybe, what's it? Once you curve this back so it's a little more like this way, right? Maybe having the head, like, a little more tilted that way. Like this. Like that. Obviously my drawing is not as cute, but Yeah. So many lines. Oh, yeah. I know. I hope it's not too confusing. But yeah, that's what I can say for the posing. The composition is great though. I love the composition. Let's see. One thing I want to note with this composition, actually, which I think would be a helpful tip for other people too, is that the background is really supporting where I'm supposed to be looking. Like all the balloons are kind of like pointing towards the subject. You know? Some of them not as much, but I think that's fine because like it makes it feel a little bit more natural with the ways balloons float, but a good majority of them are pointing towards the subject. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I can say in terms of posing. Very cute piece though. Thank you so much for submitting. Okay. And then on to the next. We've got Hatsby 21. Let me write there at Hatsby 21. Why is my nose so ticklish? Okay. Alright, let me pull up what this person said too. Give me 1 second. Alright, this person said, kind of a rush job. Parentheses, half hour of mistakes. Lol. End parentheses. How can I improve? Okay, well, first, obviously, art will take time. The more time you put in it, the better the results. In most cases. So, definitely one thing I will say first is take your time with it. There's no reason to rush, right? Unless it's like unless you got like a tight deadline, then you just gotta work smart. But take your time with it. I'll say that first. But what's it? You didn't give me really any points and direction of what you wanted for critique, so I'll just give like a general gist. First things first though, I really like the expression. It's very clear. It's got like the it's got the what is it called? Frick, what was it called again? It's that one frick, I should know this. Crap. The DreamWorks the DreamWorks face. It's got the DreamWorks face. DreamWorks face is a classic. Always works. There's a reason why it's done so many times in movie posters. But yeah, and it's also got a very graphic feel. It's actually pretty clean too, in terms of like I guess what I was saying before in terms of like purpose behind the lines, like curved and then straight, curved and then straight. Like if something's supposed to be curved, it looks like a clean curve. And if it's supposed to be straight, it's pretty straight. I think in terms of critique though, because this is a very graphic like piece, I think what you could do is, let's see. Let me think. You could try pushing the line art a bit more, I could say. Because it's like a consistent thickness throughout, which isn't a bad thing. Like you could keep it that way. That could be a stylistic choice. But if you want to push like the expression and the feel of it, I think like using a bit more depth in the line art could help a lot. Especially like for example in the eyebrow. Let me like eye drop this color. Oh, eye drop that color. Hatsby, thank you so much for the sip. My main problem is shading the all black body. Okay, alright. I can give you some tips. Just 1 second, cause Mita, my lovely Gen mate. Hi. Hi, Mita. How was your stream? I think you were doodling, right? You were doodling, right? How was the doodling? Oh yeah. Let me introduce myself for those who don't know who I am. Echo, my name is Echo Lyne. I am Mita's genmate from the same company and generation, hence genmates. But I am your fearless robot overlord leader, and I am doing an art critique for my chat's art today. Doodling went fine, thank you. I love you. Yeah, I love you too. If you need a rest though, go rest. Go rest. I know you've probably had a long day. From what I've heard. I'll leave it at that. Eric, thank you so much for the soup. Posture check, hydration check. Oh, true. Posture check, and I've been drinking plenty of water. Don't worry. I'm going to eat los. You so know it. Okay, go sleep. Everybody say goodnight to Mita. If you don't say goodnight, actually, I don't know what I would do, but say goodnight to Mita. Why is my nose so itchy though? It's this. Just gonna assume it's been another day for Mita without sleep for over 24 hours. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised either. Good night, Rams. Yeah, chill. Hey, keep your lips off of my Rams. Hey. Okay. Alright. I need a burp. Yippee! Okay. But so back to what I was talking about with Hatsby and like line art. I think like pushing like some of the line art to sometimes be... It could still be graphic, but like pushing some of the depth can help. Just try to make that a bit cleaner. It's like that to kind of like push the expression a bit more, if that makes sense. Can like thin this out here a bit. Like make this kind of curved. I don't know if this will look that great. And make this like that. Oh gosh. I don't normally draw on Photoshop. So I'm not too used to this. So I apologize if my strokes are not as clean. Or like thinning out this a bit to make it sharper. Same with here. Just kind of to clean it up a bit, you know? Like I said, I did this in 30 minutes because the deadline was during my shift. True. But yeah, things like that. In terms of shading, because it's black, there was this one thing I kind of learned back in the day with my art teachers. They're like, I don't know if I would really apply this with this drawing specifically, but I've been told like, don't ever use black. Things can look dark, but they're not gonna be black. But because this is like more of a graphic drawing, I think it's okay if you go completely black. But if I eye drop this, it's completely black. But not everything is completely black all the time. It's also hard to work with because, you know, you can't go any darker than black, which is probably why you're having trouble shading it. But I guess what could help is perhaps like, let's see. I think a gradient could also work with this because gradients are also kind of a graphic approach. So like, depends on what kind of shading you want. Perhaps a more warm shade on top. Let me try that. I don't know if this will look good, but... Obviously, you don't have to take this advice either. Because my style is not very graphic, so my opinions might not be as helpful. But if I change the blending mode of this, maybe like overlay or no, not color dodge. Oh gosh. Add could also work, but obviously you want this only on top of like. You only want this on top of the black layer. So when you separate your layers, just make sure it's by color. So that it's only affecting the black. But it's kind of nice on the nails too. But yeah. I would recommend maybe just a little slightly lighter black. It could still look black. But it's hard to shade things when they're already at the darkest end of the spectrum, you know? So that could help. And yeah. Okay. That's what I can say though. For 30 minutes though, I will say this is a really, really clean piece. Cause like, at least for me, graphic things, I take much longer to finish. Because of how precise it can be sometimes. So I very much applaud you for being able to do this in 30 minutes. And yeah. Thank you so much for your submission. We'll move on to the next one. No, it's helpful. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh man, I hope what I'm saying makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Because the last thing I want to do is offend people. Because I've heard nightmare stories of art critiques back when I was in art school. So like, when you guys hear the things I'm saying, don't try your best not to take it as like, your art is shitty, I'm shitting on it, why is it so bad, you can do it so much better. That's not what I'm doing. So, yeah. Don't take it personally, yes. Obviously, there is a difference between giving critique and just being downright rude. Which I hope I'm not doing. I don't think I'm being rude, but Okay. On to the next. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Bye-bye. On to the next. We've got Plastic Pop 4. Let me write down their @ Hold on. Plastic Art 4. And make the brush a lot smaller. Blah, 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 blah. Wait. Plastic Pop 4. Yeah! It's me! Hello! I'm glad you can make it. Welcome in. Zoom out a bit. So yeah, the Plastic Pop 4. Let me pull up what you said. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second as I pull this up. Okay. So they said, if you could, would you please critique these off of their rendering/coloring, as I feel it's the main aspect that I'm lacking in. Other than that, feel free to critique them on anything else that comes to mind. Okay. So I did see that you submitted quite a couple of drawings. Obviously, I only picked one for today. But I think this was the most colorful one you had. So we're going to critique this one. Oh, why is my nose so itchy? There's not even, like, what's happening? sorry. It's like, it's so ticklish. What? Oh, they're not boogies either. Don't even. If you're thinking that, it's not that. Why is it so tickly though? I don't understand. I don't understand. It's like, is there like, it's like, is some of my hair like tickling my nose without me realizing? You have to clean your room, boss. What? I cleaned my room today, actually, though. Maybe it's just getting dusty in here. They're not boogies! Stop! They're not boogies! It's probably dust. Oh, man. Okay. Well. Okay. Let's focus on the critique. Okay, so... Alright. First things first, I really like the concept and the idea behind this piece. Snail house, that's pretty cool. Snails are pretty small, in real life, so this piece implies because there's just like a fucking tree on this. Like, is the snail really small, or is the snail really big? Because like in comparison to the house and the tree, it's like maybe the tree in the house is really small and the snail's just regular size. Or maybe the snail is really big and everything else is normal size. I don't know. But yeah. So, rendering / coloring, okay. So, color-wise, let's focus on one thing first. So coloring-wise, I see that you've had a base color so far. There's actually not too much shading going on right now. Like, there's like a texture you've got going on. Like this like papery texture. Let me zoom in so you guys can kind of see it more. There's like kind of like this, it's almost like a watercolory texture. Which it's pretty nice. You can still keep it there. But in terms of shading, there's not much shading going on. So let's see. Color-wise, I think the base colors are fine. So I think this is more of a shading issue. I think what for shading, for those who are new to shading, the best thing to do first, in my opinion, is to do it in blocks. Like, block out the shadows. Don't try to go like nitpicky at first. Let me try to describe this. I'm gonna put this on a multiply layer and then like so I'm gonna show you what not to do. Don't do like kind of like small everywhere, if that makes sense. Like a small everywhere kind of thing. I don't know if you can really see this. Like little small bits of shadows everywhere, you know what I mean? Because those are kind of like detailed shadows. It will make the piece feel weirdly flat, if that makes sense. So instead of that, what I would suggest is like blocking out the shadows in big shapes. So like, just like that. Big shadows. Think big shadows. So think that. Obviously, this is probably not like the color exactly that you want for your shadows, but I'm just like showing you like what shapes you could possibly do. And like down here, big shadows. Just think big shadows. Just think big shadows. Maybe erase a little bit here. Like think big shadows. This is already like looking pretty good. Big shapes. Big shapes. Like that. Yeah! Knock better, Sasuke boss. Thank you! Yeah! You can apply this with literally anything too. Like it doesn't have to be like for shading, big shadows are better, and then you can start like playing around with the shapes a bit more and adding like finer shadows like this, and like pushing the shape so that it looks a little bit more like the actual material. So because like these are leaves, right, they're gonna have a little bit more of like those smaller shapes that suggest that, you know, there are more leaves there. You know, you can start doing that. And same with like the puffy clouds, you can start like making this look a little more puffy and stuff, right? Like something like that, right? So yeah. You can start with that, and then go into finer details. Never really knew how to put shading on my art, so thanks for the advice. Yeah, the thing with shading too is that like in terms of the placement of the shadows, it can be a bit tricky, right? Sorry, I'm burping. It can get a bit tricky. I think that part of shading, it comes with practice, which I'm honestly still working on too. And honestly, the quickest way to get better is always just studying from life. I could give that advice to literally any critique. Like if you just study from life, it just helps build up the visual library, you know. But yeah. Hard shadows actually look fitting since bigger objects do cast harder shadows. Assuming the snail is huge and the light source is from the sun. Yes. There's also a thing where like the further away the light is from the object, the shadow will be a little more blurry at the edges, but the closer the light source is to the subject, the harder the edge will be. This is all hard edge right now because like I'm just trying to show like a general idea, but also you have to keep in mind about like the material, because you know this is smoke, right? This is smoke. There's not really going to be hard edges on the shadows like this, compared to maybe like the houses that are made of like harder material. But yeah. I think that's it. No. There's also a bit more. There's reflected light too, obviously. Reflective light. Maybe I can do that as well. But basically, wherever... This is a very, very general idea. Or gist, but like... you can like... Will this do anything? It's not doing anything. It's because I'm using the eraser. Okay. Reflective light. Actually, I'm just gonna do this with an airbrush. More of an airbrushy brush. Like reflective light. Like I kind of just put that where the ends of the shadows that are furthest away from the light source. That's kind of how I usually approach it. But it's a little more complicated than that. But I think if you're just starting to get into like shading, this would probably be a good beginning. But yeah, you can already see how it kind of brightens it up a bit, because nothing, light bounces off of things, so nothing is ever going to have like a consistent shade or shadow, if that makes sense. It also depends on the material. So yeah. Some tips, some help. I hope that helps get you started with shading. I absolutely hate shading, so good luck. I hope you're not like me. Yeah. Also, good night, Dontavius. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, let's clear that. Bop. Bop. And let's move on to the next. Bam! So, this next one we got is from Paxic. I'm definitely not saying this correctly. Paxic Naslemock. Oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for butchering your name. Looking respectfully. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me write out their name. At Paxic I'm so sorry for butchering your name. Yeah, so let me pull up what you said, what you're asking for advice in this piece. Okay. So, just some art. They said, just some art I do recently. Really appreciate if you could, can advise on creating background, shading, and line art. Oh god, that's a lot. Okay. Background, shading, and line art. Okay. Well, first off, this piece is really, really put together. It looks very finished. I'd like to, first say that. So, congratulations, you drew more than one person in a drawing. That's crazy. There are 5 figures in this. I would die. I would die if I had to do this. Yeah, I feel like there's like a story behind this drawing too, which I always like seeing in drawings. So yeah, it's got like a race feel to it. And yeah, okay. Let's go into the thing that you're asking for help. Okay. Oh shit. Sorry. There we go. I accidentally moved some things. Okay. Alright. So, let's first start with the background that you were talking about. So, you submitted quite a couple of pieces actually that I saw. But in terms of background, I think this will apply for all of the drawings you said. A lot of it feels very, very flat. There's like this thing in camera work that's called, I believe, was it depth of field? I think so. Depth of field. Basically, think of it as like, you know those cameras that are super like fish-eyed? I think that's when the depth of field is lower, like fish-eyed and stuff, like that, you know. So imagine that's like a face, fish-eyed, you know, like everything's like super warped. And then there's like very, very, when the depth of field is a lot higher, everything feels very flat and shaped out and not a lot of warpness, you know, from like whatever is closest and whatever is furthest away. Everything still feels pretty proportionate, not very warped. What I've noticed in your pieces, a lot of them have a very high depth of field. And that actually might work against your favor. Especially because your pieces, like typically you use a high depth of field when you're having close-ups. Or like, I mean, this depends. This depends on the feel that you want for your piece. But I think with your pieces, creating the backgrounds that maybe help support, because like it's like the backgrounds, in my opinion, I don't know if they're really guiding my eye to look anywhere. For example, in this piece, it's very like, what? Oh, I'm on my eraser again, that's why. It's like very like, I can't draw straight lines. Straight here, straight. And like this boxy shape here. This is also straight. So it's like, it could also just... This also could go into like a composition kind of thing. So having those lines, having the background support a bit where the eye is supposed to flow, I think will help make your backgrounds a bit stronger. Because I've noticed this with a lot of your backgrounds. It's very, very graphic feeling and flat. So perhaps this might change the composition just a bit, but it will. I think it'll help make the piece stronger. If you had this background a bit more angled, where it's like the warp of the camera kind of like makes these lines that you see in the back. I think they're like, I think it's like are they? It's like the audience, I think, that's sitting in the back there, right? If it was a little bit more warped. It'll help guide the eye to look this way, right? And same with the piece here. The logo, things like that, I think will help. Typically with backgrounds in general, you want the pieces in the background to guide the eye, as well. Yeah. So that's what I can say about that. I do like that you're putting kind of like a blur on the background. So it helps with the depth. It feels a little more, like there's like a little more distance that you can perceive and tell. But yeah, I think also another issue too. I get the I understand that this is like a race, so there's gonna be a lot of like text and like logos and stuff, but like this is a very subjective kind of opinion, but like when it comes to logos and text and stuff, sometimes it's kind of like a double-edged sword in a sense. I know for this piece it makes sense because it is a race, but the problem with text and logos with drawings is that like the eye immediately kind of goes there because it's like there's text here, right? So that must mean I have to read it, you know? So it can kind of conflict with where your eye is supposed to look. So yeah. And then what else? So, a quick question, boss. If the angle of this drawing has more frontal look at them from the front, would that kill depth of field? Would that depth of field still apply? If the angle is more frontal looking at them from the front. The thing is, like, it's still like they actually had a piece where it was a more frontal view. I would say, that's a very good question. I think it's really just more of a composition thing at that point then. Like sure if you really wanted the angle to be that, you can do that as like a what's the word? Purposeful decision? Intention? But in my opinion, it's almost as if like choosing like one pose compared to another pose. It's not necessarily wrong. Also, random MF, thank you so much for the soup. Hello, VTuber lady. Hello, peace sign. Like it's almost like this is deciding between two different poses, right? Like one's not necessarily like better than the other, but in terms of like the context or the situation, one could fit better to make the thing stronger. So I could say that. But let's see. Yeah, it's a good question. I notice in pieces with a lot of logo graphics, they often blur or keep it visually minimized to avoid that focal conflict. Yes, I agree. So I think you could just make it more blurry. But the issue with that too is that the distance where, for example, this logo is at, right? Is the same distance where these characters are at, right? So, like, if we blur this, then we have to blur the same amount to these characters too, which kind of sucks because, you know, we want to look at these characters as well. They're not the main focus compared to the character in the front here, obviously, but like they're so cute, right? You want to look at these too, so it's a bit of a it's a composition issue maybe, or just yeah, thank you for answering. I tried. I tried. But you could definitely blur out these more, since these are way further back. So anything that's in the distance of where those things are, you could definitely probably blur out a bit more. But yeah. Okay. Anyways, and then the other things he asked for was shading and line art. Okay. Let's start with shading first then. I think kind of the same issue that I was talking about before. You know how I said to like kind of avoid doing shading with like little bits of detail, like little bits of detail, kind of like... The thing is, what I see going on is that there's... oops, that's not what I want. There's like shading on this end of the hair, and then there's one on this end of the hair too. Like, if you look at this hair let me make this brush bigger. If you look at this hair segment, right? There's shadows here, and then there's shadows here. Same with this hair piece. There's shadows here, and then there's shadows here, which is a bit confusing. Because that means the light is probably coming from, like, this way. Let me make that a different color so it's easier to see. It means the light is probably coming from this way if we look at just the hair. But if we look at the whole body and the whole drawing, like, especially the face, it's very easy to tell where the light is coming from. It's coming from this way, right? If you look at just the face, right? The light is coming from this way, right? So the light sources are conflicting a bit. And it's usually best not to put shadows on both sides of an object, because it can make the subject feel pretty flat, if that makes sense. So that's it. I think in terms of shading, having that consistent light source, I think, is an issue that's going on in this piece. Blocking out the shadows a little more chunkier first, so it's easier to like shape out like the volume of the subject, you know? Because like the shadows feel kind of pieced apart. Like there's this one here, there's this one here, there's like this. Sorry, hold on. I don't know if you guys can hear my mom outside. I'm so sorry if you hear her. Let me... Okay, I think she's gone. Mom! I'm streaming right now. And then there's this piece here. You can't hear? Okay, that's good. The motherboard. Ah! I get so paranoid, guys. I always get so paranoid that you guys can hear my family. And then, what's it? Let's see. What else? It's mostly in the hair, I think. The body is, a little bit more, blocked out in terms of shadow, but, what I do notice, though, is, if you look at the arms specifically, right, the arms, the general shading of the arm is like pretty straight, like that. It can make the arms feel very tubular, if that makes sense, like that. You know what I mean? A very, very straight shading. I don't know if that makes sense. I think just like warping it a bit more. I think you do a better job of it on this arm than on this arm. But it's tubular. And I mean, otherwise, it's the shading is actually not. I don't think I have that many notes about shading. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. I don't know, whenever anyone asks me advice for shading, I'm always like, man, I'm still learning how to shade too. I don't fucking know. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to. I'm still learning too, man. You're having trouble with shading? Me too, man. Yeah. Okay. And then last, you asked about line art. Line art, I think a very quick suggestion, I guess, is like I'm gonna look at the hair again. Think in terms of like the weight of the subject, right? The weight of the hair is gonna be a little bit more towards the top of the head compared to the ends of the hair. Right? So kind of think of that with line art. You're gonna have the top of the line art where it's closer to the top of the head be thicker, and then it's gonna thin out at the bottom. There we go. Let me give him more. Let me get a different brush. Like so, like that. And then what's it? Same with like the limbs. Try to have more weight at the joints, or where it's closer to the joints. So like this line here specifically I'm looking at, it gets lighter at this edge. Try to make this thicker and then thin out, and then thicker again as it gets closer to the elbow. That's typically how I go about with limbs. What else? You can just apply that with almost anything here. If it gets closer to like a corner, it's gonna get thicker towards the corner. Like, for example, let's look at what's a good example? Who else is in the stick figure gang? I mean, stick figures. You can make stick figures complicated if you really wanted to. Let's look at this edge here. There's nothing really that wrong with this edge, but like just like in general with edges, it's like thicker at the ends and then thinner towards the middle. That's typically how I go about it, unless it's like, you know, like hair where it's supposed to be lighter at the ends because the tips are supposed to be lighter. You know what I mean? Am I making sense at this point? Like, I'll stop zooming in on that part? What do you mean? What do you mean don't zoom in on that part? Are you being weird? We're analyzing art right now. You gotta desensitize that. You gotta filter. You gotta have that filter if you wanna improve. It's like that story when I talked about like figure drawing. It's like, you know, sometimes you get nude models and you have to draw naked people. You know, you don't have time to think about the coochie or the booba that you see in front of you. You gotta think about the draw. You gotta get finished. You gotta finish in like what, a minute? I'm gonna drink some water. Hold on. Ugh. Okay. Okie dokie. But yeah, honestly, your arts feel very cohesive and finished in general. So I don't know. I feel like like I said before, there's some submissions that I got that I was like, how am I supposed to critique this man? I think this probably falls under that category. Because you have a clear sense of like like story, if that makes sense. Which I think really helps with pieces a lot. Because it's nice to see like, you know, a pretty drawing, but if you can like interpret things behind it, it makes it that much better in my opinion. But yeah, a lot of like the way you draw expressions and like the way you light things, like it supports that story feel, which feels really nice. I think maybe I'm just like kind of biased because like I like animations and stuff, and like, you know, animations, you know, they have to have a story behind them, so like everything that you do in terms of composition, lighting, and like the character posing like has to support that story. So maybe I'm just biased in that way, but yeah, there's a lot of things, details, and characters going on in this one. Yes, this one specifically. He drew 5 people, bruh. How I don't know. Whenever I have to draw more than one person in a drawing, I I cry. Ugh. But yeah, thank you so much for submitting, and I hope that helps. I don't really know if that did, to be honest, but yeah. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Clear that. And this is the last one for today. I know I didn't get through everyone who submitted, but hold on, I need a burp. But I do plan to do this type of stream again in the future if people are also still interested. I think it's pretty fun, and I think it can be insightful. Just getting another artist's opinion. Obviously, you don't have to take my opinion, but hopefully we can do this again if you guys weren't able to submit this time, or there wasn't enough time to go through your piece. So, yeah. Wonderful job. Paxic Nasu. Yeah, I don't know how to say their name. I don't know how to say their name, man. Where does one submit for the next time? I'll probably put like another tag on Twitter or X. What's it? The one for this stream was hashtag Echo Critique. I might just use that again next time. I think you guys can submit just like whenever, to be honest. And then whenever I do this type of stream again, I'll just see what you guys had put in. But yeah. The stream has been super fun, and I've honestly learned a lot already. I'm glad. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I'll say things and I'll be like, was that even helpful? Yeah. You know. I think it's part of like my blabbing, the blabber side of me, the ramblings, the rambles. But yeah. It means Uncle Coconut steamed rice, boss. Wait, really? Wait, from what language? What language is that? This stream teaches a lot, especially the shading on the snail's house. Ah, I'm glad. Alright, let's go on to the last one now. Oh, Indonesian/Malay. Oh, I see. Okay. Rock on Gameplay, thank you so much for the super! I'm really thankful for your advice. Maybe you can help with some of my animations. Yeah, maybe sometimes in the future we can do an animation critique. But the thing is, like, I feel like animation is even more of a niche. You know what I mean? I don't know how many people... animate that are in my community, you know? I think what might be better is maybe just critiquing, some animations that are like I don't know, for example, like a game cinematic. We could go over the animation in that. But yeah, I don't know if we would get enough submissions from just the community if it was only animations, you know. Also, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I'm gonna butcher your name one more time. I'm so sorry. Fucking hell. Thank you so much. And if you got membership from them, please say thank you to them. I'm so sorry I butchered your name. I don't know Indonesian/Malay. A cinematic critique slash review stream sounds really good. Oh, okay. I might do one in the future. I might not. It's like really, really niche, which I understand. So like, if not everybody is interested in it, you know what I mean? But yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Puck chick na. Wait. Something like that. Puck chick nasilamak. I hope that pronunciation was a bit closer. Okay. On to the last piece. So we've got a piece from Saro Art. Let me write out their tag. Yeah. At Saro Art. Yeah, and I see them in chat right now. Hello. Hello. Okay. So let me pull up what they had to say. Give me 1 second. Okay, so they said, so I would like to improve my shading and my hair overall. For some reason, I can't figure out what makes it look so, I don't know, weird. Also, any advice on drawing backgrounds would be nice. I kinda just cope by putting a gradient or something. Okay, so you're looking for advice about shading, and also specifically the hair shading, and then backgrounds. Okay, so first off, I really like the pose that you put. It's very, very cute. What's it? The expression and the tastefulness, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. But also, hi, welcome in people who are just coming in. It has a very nice, like, soft, intimate feel to it. But in terms of the shading that you wanted advice on, let's see. I think, okay, we'll focus on the hair because that's what you were asking. I think it's just kind of a repeat of what I said before, but the way that you're shading, if we separate the strands, for example, just look at this strand here, this strand right here. You can see that there's shading on both edges, right? And you can see that with like multiple strands, like this one, there's shading on both edges, there's shading on both edges here, shading on both edges here, shading on both edges here, shading on both edges here. And honestly, that could be a stylistic thing. I think I don't want to get this wrong. I have to double check, but I think there's like this anime or this game that has a style that's very similar to that type of shading. Let me just double check. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Danganronpa. The way the Danganronpa art is shaded. But I think let's see. I think what you're probably thinking is like what you're probably saying that feels off is probably the thing I was talking about, like with there's no real like block of shadow to immediately like see the light, to like differentiate where the light is coming from. Like you've got highlights here. But in terms of the shadows, the only really the only darkest shadow that I can see is like here. So I think what would be good is, well, one, this depends on the style. If you want it to be more like that Danganronpa style that I mentioned before, then you can keep it that way. But I think adding on top, like, just like one overall big shape, like maybe like here, Like maybe on like a multiply layer or something. A multiply layer here. Just make like a bigger shape shadow, and I think that'll help it like drastically in terms of giving it more of like volume or shape. And you can do the same thing with highlights too. Like I can see you kind of were trying to do it here too. And like obviously the ones I circled here, but they're kind of like in patches, right? So give it more of like a blocked out shape, I think will help. And then I'm just gonna eye drop this for a second to see like what colors you're using when you're shading. So this is like the base, okay. And then this is the okay. And then this is highlight. Okay. So I can see with when you're making the shadows, you are changing the hue a bit cooler. That's a good thing. I would say do the same thing when you're doing highlights. You're making it lighter, but you're not shifting the hue at all. So, you can shift it so that the color is a slightly greener. The reason why I say shift the hue a bit when you're doing that is because, let's see, when you shade things only based off of what's it called? Like brightness? Hue is just like changing color. Brightness is like the grayscale. If you only change it in terms of the brightness, it can make your colors feel kind of flat or dull. So, color wheel method. Yeah. That's like that partially goes into like color theory and stuff, which I fucking hate as well. And I'm still learning. But yeah. Okay. So I think those tips will help with the shading, specifically in the hair, and then for backgrounds. Any advice on drawing backgrounds? So your pieces haven't really if I check, because you submitted multiple, you don't really have any backgrounds. So it's a bit difficult to say or critique with what you have here, but drawing backgrounds, I think what would help is like you don't have to be good at drawing backgrounds. You don't have to be. Sometimes, like a lot of the times, what I do because I'm lazy is I will so whatever background you have, for example, like you could even like pull up like for a sample like some like Google image background, right? And actually maybe I have one on hand, or I'll pull up maybe like give me 1 second. Maybe I can pull up one of my drawings. I'll pull up the fucking VR background. Oh god. Oh my god. The dimensions. Of course. Thank you Photoshop. Thank you for destroying my stream setup. Okay, we're back. So what I'm quickly gonna do is I'm only gonna select a subject here so I can clear out the white background. So give me a second as I do this. Just gonna quickly select the subject. It's gonna be very, very scuffed. So, and then inverse, select inverse, and let me delete that. And then I'm going to put that there. Pretend this is the background. Look at them chibis, I know. So imagine, obviously the angle is not correct. It's not right at all. But imagine this was the background, right? Imagine this was the background. A really, really, really helpful cheat that I do with my drawings, because I also don't like drawing backgrounds, is I take the background and I go to the filters, and then I go to the blurs and Gaussian blur, and I blur it. Because it will, it'll give it some depth, And 2, if you're not good at drawing backgrounds, it'll blur whatever mess ups or like whatever things you haven't drawn. As long as you have an understanding of lighting in the background, it doesn't really matter how well you draw it because you're gonna blur it. So, like it immediately gives like a depth. It's kind of a cheat. It's kind of a cheat. Obviously, you should study how to draw backgrounds if you really want to draw backgrounds. But this, I guess, because this is like a start, like a beginning. This could help just fill up that empty space in the back. But yeah, backgrounds are fun. They are. But like, I am a lazy robot. So yeah, that's a really quick tip. Just make sure the background like fits the lighting of whatever you draw, like as the subject. So yeah. I can say this art be perfect for sunset. Yeah. But yeah, white background is better. Yeah, some pieces you don't even really need a background. Like this is only if you really wanted to, but this is just kind of like a little cheat tip that I wanted to give if you really want to fill up that space in the back. But yeah. So yeah, that is everything for today's critique. I hope that helped, guys. Man, how long have I been talking for? But yeah. Oh man, I've been talking straight for 2 hours. Jesus. I feel like there's some streams that go on for this long, but I don't talk like this much straight. You know what I mean? So my throat is tired. But yeah, okay. So yeah, since I am getting a bit tired and it's also getting late, I don't usually stream at these times. I would like to wrap up the stream now. I hope the advice was helpful, and hopefully we can do this again in the future if people are still interested and would like to submit some stuff if they didn't get to this time, or if they didn't get a critique. But yeah, let's read the super chats and then we'll go raid somebody and we'll call it a day. Yeah. Okay. Let us go to the just chatting screen. What? Hello. Do I need a burp? No, I don't think so. Alright. Let's do this, shall we? Pew. Okay, so for today's Supas, Haspy, thank you so much for the Supa. My main problem is shading the all black body. Yeah, I remember that. I think I gave some tips that I hope helped. Sorry, I'm burping again. Why am I so burpy today? Oh god. Eric, thank you so much for the super posture check, hydration check. Thank you so much. I'm going to check my posture again now that you said that. Hydration though, I am pretty hydrated, so no worries on that. Random MF, thank you so much for the super. Hello, VTuber lady. Hello, Random MF. Thank you so much for the super. Rock on gameplay. Thank you so much for the super. I'm really thankful for your advice. Maybe you can help with some of my animations. Thank you. I'm glad it was helpful. I'm glad. Animation though, you guys already heard what I said about that. Perhaps we would do it, but it might be a bit too niche. We'll see. I might just critique some other animations that already exist out there. But yeah, we'll see. And then Glasses, thank you so much for the super just now. I don't submit any, but this has been really a fun and educational stream. Would love more of this in the future, boss. Thank you. Yeah. It seems like you guys had a fun time. And it seems like the advice helped. I think at some point though, I will just start repeating things that I've already said before though. So we'll see. I would like to do this again at least one more time though. But maybe not anytime soon. Maybe further down in the future. But yeah. My art was not on stream, but at least Echo liked it. Yeah, yeah. No, I saw everybody's. And like, if yours is not on, if yours did not get critiqued today, it's not a matter of like me being like, "Ah, I hated this art. I didn't like this art. I don't want to critique." It's not like that. It's nothing personal like that. It's like, one, I can't critique everybody's. Two, I really don't have much to critique on it. Three, I wanted to prioritize my members. There's a whole bunch of reasons. So yeah, don't take it personally, okay? And yeah, we'll do this again. So this is not your last chance. Okay? And yeah, so that is everything for today. Is there anything else I need to say before we go? Yippee! Yippee! I do have one more stream tomorrow. Tomorrow for members only though. I will be doing a working stream. So if you're interested in that, that is happening tomorrow for members only. And I will get my stream schedule out for next week, because next week is Valentine's Day. I am preparing some stuff for that, and I hope I can finish it in time. Oh god. Okay. Alright, that is everything. Let's go find somebody to raid. Who is streaming right now? I'm pretty sure there's a lot. Like, I remember before my stream, I saw a lot of the VNU girls were streaming, and I was like, oh man, VNU galore. Let's see. Yay, singles awareness week. It's okay. It'll be fine. It's okay, guys. Don't cry. Let's see, who should we raid into? Oh, Coconut Senpai's doing a drawing stream. Oh, specifically her boutique series. Oh my gosh, wait, I actually wanted to tune in on this because she's drawing an outfit for Nonanon from Prison Project, and I love Nonanon. Let's go raid into that. I love all the outfits that Coconut Senpai has made so far. Okay. A bit off topic, but what's boss's favorite candy for Valentine's? Asking for a friend's art. Favorite candy? That's a good question. Do I say nerd clusters? But I feel like that's too specific, right? You probably want something a little more general, right? I don't mind chocolate. If we're talking about chocolates, I like caramel chocolate. But here, let me put this in. But yeah, I like nerds clusters. I like the watermelon gummies, the peach gummies. I like the sour belts. I like Smarties. What else? I mean, that was probably good for now, but yeah. Okay, there you go. That is the raid message, and I'll see you guys over there. Okay? Say hi to Coconut Senpai for me. All right, going offline. Salute. And Ekotsu. Bye bye. Yeah.